G'day mate, welcome to Capital Industry with me, GD. Today, we're doing another smelter. Why? Because we've already made a perfectly efficient iron smelter and a perfectly efficient copper smelter. We have also, of course, thrown in a concrete slab build for the fun of it. I know, it's a little bit of an odd duck, but I also did a tutorial on advanced diesel and also fully explained power generation and also did that little test on retaining walls. You may have seen that before. But today, we're moving up in the world. We're going to take our molten iron, we're going to blast the hell out of it with some oxygen to really heat things up and make ourselves some steel. At the same time, we're throwing in a little gem here. We're going to take some of the nitrogen we're producing as a waste product. We're going to make some liquid nitrogen, and that's going to be very, very important for science components number 3. So, of course, I have a couple of things I want to mention at the start of the video. One, can I borrow that like? I like to borrow a like. I'd like to borrow it right now. If you're not happy with the video, by all means, towards the end of the video, I'll remind you, you can have your like back. I just like to borrow it in the meantime. We just like to get the simple things out of the way. At the same time, I do want to mention, of course, the iron smelter, the copper smelter, the concrete slab build. If you missed any of those videos, by all means, they're linked to the playlist down the bottom. And also, in the description, you will find some chapters. If you want to jump forward or backward throughout the build, you want to double check how I did something, how one particular pipe goes in, we have chapters down there to guide you on your way. So with all that said, I think the first thing we need to do is demolish everything we just built so we can start from a fresh slate. Oh, and I forgot. Come join our Discord if you want to see some high resolution screenshots of the particular build with, of course, the grid overlay on. They are going to be on the Discord server. So with a fresh slate obtained, we need to start from scratch. So we're going to go straight into transports. I'm going to use level 2 conveyor belts. Technically, you only need a layer 2 for the iron ore. But, you know, I have the resources. This is a tutorial map. I have all sorts of things. So we're going to start here. And as always, we're going to start with a single belt. I'm going to turn on all my hotkeys to start with. So I want to go one across the bottom. That's going to be our iron ore. We're going to... Okay, my GUI's not lining up. Press R so they don't connect. Okay, that was weird. All right, so with that fixed, we're going to take the second belt. We're going to press R so the belts don't connect to one another, and I want to have my second belt on top. That's going to be for coal. Third belt is going to be slag. We've done this a few times before. It's not too complicated. Next thing I want to have is going to be my actual blast furnaces themselves. I'm going to need 2 of them. I want the slag belt on the outside, and I want to have this 3 tiles separated from the original belt. So we're going to have 3 tiles out. On top of that, I need to make sure I have 1 belt free on the right hand side for slag to actually output. So I'm going to put 1 there. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to press F to flip it. There we go. F, not Shift F, and put the second one there. Okay, I'm going to copy both of them, and we're going to put our third one 1 tile across. So we're going to make sure we have a 3 tile gap between the 2 sets of furnaces. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to start with the iron belt, which I tend to put on the bottom. So we're going to feed iron. Come on, you can do it. Iron to all 3 of these guys. And then I'm going to move on to the coal, which will be the second belt. That one. Into there. So that's our coal done. Next one's going to be our slag. Our slag, we've done this before. We want to bring the belt out. I just want to wrap it around the corner, 1 tile, and then place it right beside the machine. After we've done that, we're going to bring it right up to the top belt, as that's our slag kick-out belt. We're going to do the same here, and we're going to do the exact same here. 1 more to go. Done. So that's our 3 belts. Now, our slag is coming to the right. So what we're going to do is, in my case, I'm just going to bring my slag, which of course doesn't line up by a whole tile, and tag it in there. My iron, I'm going to bring it across and bring into there. My coal, I'm going to bring across into there. Okay, which then means this becomes excess belt I don't need. This becomes excess belt I don't need. This becomes excess belt I don't need. Same with the left-hand side. Your excess, your excess, and your excess. Cool. We've tidied things up already. We're tidying up as we go. It's like we're adults. All right. Next thing we're going to need, because steel is slightly different, we actually need an oxygen furnace, not a normal furnace, an oxygen furnace. So I need to put in 4 of these to cover these 4 machines. I want to obviously make sure the molten lines up at the top, and then we need to line you up so your gas outputs to the same side as the gas for the for the 2 furnaces. Oh boy, words hard. Okay, and the second one, I'm going to flip and rotate because I got fat fingers, and put the other one right beside it. So I need this 1 tile gap down the middle, and then we're going to repeat the process once again and drop those in place. So I have a 1 tile gap here. Can we pick up something? So I have a 1 tile gap here. I've got a 1 tile gap down the middle. All right, let's deal with a smokestack. Smokestack should be fairly easy. We're going to take a smokestack. I'm going to put 1 there and 1 there. It's not right beside, it's just a tile back for all of them. Same story. I'm going to put 1 here and put 1 there. All right, with that done, we're going to bring a pipe, and I need to actually have a pipe. Fine, I'll select a pipe. Okay, we're going to bring a pipe into, I know, it's weird, we're going to drag into this, which is then going to have the pipe go out of there, weird, and then we're going to continue from that tile into the smokestack. Reason we need to do that is I need a connector here. When I have a connector, it's going to connect to both of the 2 machines, and means I don't have to worry about trying to get in 2 smokestacks. Once we've got that, we can cancel that pipe. These ones, same story. I'm actually going to wrap them around the corner. Because they're around the corner, a little bit easier to place. Same goes here, and same goes here. Okay, so that's got our furnaces in. We haven't hooked up the oxygen. We also haven't dealt with the molten steel out, but that's okay. We'll get to all those in a second. Next up, we're going to need the cooled caster. It's got to be cold. Okay, so we want to have a 2 tile gap between the 2 machines. Okay, so I need 2 tiles, 1, 2, and then its friend, I want to flip, and I want a 1 tile gap between these 2 machines. The reason we need a 1 tile gap is we still need to get oxygen here, so we're going to actually bring oxygen through the middle. Same story, I'm going to copy these 2, make sure they are 2 tiles away and centered, and we're done. All right, last thing I want to do, just because we happen to be here, is storage. I'm going to unit storage number 2. Again, I want 2 tiles out, 1, 2, and I'm going to drop that right there. We'll hook up these belts just because we happen to be looking at them, and that is the easy stuff. Now we're getting to piping, a lot of piping. We have to get water into the system. We have to get the molten out. Actually, let's do the molten really quick, because the molten is actually one of the easier ones. So I want to join those 2 together on the left-hand sides in the orientation I'm in. I want to hold down control. Okay, I want to flip it so it comes forward first, and then into the sideways, and then sideways into the other machine. Same with the other side. Done. Okay, easy stuff. All right, pipes. We need 1 more machine, and that is under crude oil. No, it's under general machines. I need an air separator. I'm going to have to get oxygen into the system, and I also then have a waste product, nitrogen, I have to deal with. So again, I want to come out 2 tiles and put 1 down. I want to have, let's bring this one back up. I want to have the oxygen as close to the channel as possible, and I want to have nitrogen near the storage. On the other side, I want to flip it. So again, we have oxygen in the channel. Nitrogen is as close to our storage for steel as possible. All right, with those 2 in, we're going to start with some piping. We're going to bring the pipe up. I'm going to park it between the 2 machines. Reasonably important. Actually, no, we probably should do the water, because the water has a habit of confusing everything. So in my case, I built right beside groundwater, just to make my life easy. I need to come out, and I don't want to connect straight to this machine. I want to come as far away from that machine as possible. Like I said, we've got 2 tiles to play with. So I'm going to step back a tile, and I then want to move to beside the 2 tiles. So the molten channel has 2 tiles. I want to stop there. I want to come over. I want to stop there. I want to stop there. And I want to stop there. And then we continue that along. The reason we can continue that along is, in my case, I'm using a groundwater pump. Makes 48 water. You use 6. You use 6, 6, and 6. So that's 12. That's 24. I actually have a lot of water left over. With that done, we're going to plug you in. I know, it's a little bit weird. We're going to go sideways a little bit. We've got to go sideways a little bit. We're just going to connect them in nice and simply with a little bit of a zigzag. The zigzag's there for both artistic flair and flavor. And also, let's get in the oxygen pipe. So, oxygen, we're going to bring straight through. I'm going to park it between the 2 machines. I'm going to come up a tile. I'm going to click again. Because I've clicked here, it means I can connect back to this point in half a second. Because we're going to take this to one of the 2 machines, and then to the other 2 of the 2 machines. Now, it's a little bit hard to see because everything's got a little bit of a blue tinge to it, but it looks like the pipe is cuddling the other pipe. I like it when my pipes cuddle. It means they're friends. So the other oxygen we're going to bring in, same story. Going to stop between the two machines, come up one tile, click, pass into one, pass into the other, get that hug going. All right, belts. We need to take a belt out of steel on the right, take it over and plug it into steel on the left. Same story, left there goes to right. The only thing I think I forgot was the molten channels from the original machines. Yep, which are really long. They're one whole tile long. Pretty sure we could have worked that out all by ourselves. Okay, so this is raw resources in. Turns into molten iron, which we probably should paste that recipe to the other machines. So we now have molten iron, which we're going to turn our molten iron into the oxygen pipe we just put in that's cuddling the water pipe, into molten steel and exhaust. Exhaust we've dealt with. Next, we're going to have our molten steel with some water turned into lovely steel. Steel's going to come out, steel's going to go into this box. We're going to say, hey, you, I would like you to have steel. There's a catch. We're outputting oxygen and nitrogen. So I need to deal with all the nitrogen. Now, nitrogen has a couple of things it goes into, but for right now, this particular build, it's mostly a waste product. But it's a waste product we need because we do have general assembly. No. Chemical plant. Chemical plant's the building we're looking for. Chemical plant will turn nitrogen and steel into liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen you're going to end up needing for the next tier of science. So this is going to be high on your list of things you're going to want to make anyway. So we're going to grab one of those machines. We're going to cut it. We're going to flip it. And I want to put it so the steel belt is just in front of the air separator machine. Okay, plus I need one tile gap at the back because I still need to get that nitrogen pipe in. So with that in there and the recipe set, it now means if I press T to bring up all our belt connections, I can bring steel straight from there. Now, we are outputting 12, 24, 48 steel. This machine uses 6 to make 12 liquid nitrogen. 12 liquid nitrogen is enough to run 3 labs. Unless you're planning on speedrunning the game, 3 labs is probably going to be enough. It also, because it's directly connected, means it's going to get 50% of your steel. It means it's going to run pretty much all the time. So that makes our life a little bit easier. Next thing we need to do is we still need to deal with the nitrogen. Nitrogen needs to go into a fluid storage. Just trust me, it's a fluid, not a gas. It's fine. Okay, we're going to plug that right there, which gives us this little area to sort of sort out all our pipes. And also, at the same time, we're going to want to balance them. So I'm going to throw in a balancer right here. Now, don't forget, pipe balancers balance pipes. They don't balance storage, so you can't plug them straight into storage. You can't plug them straight into a building either, because they don't balance buildings. They balance pipes. You have to plug them into pipes. So we're going to drop that there. We're going to take a pipe from here and plug it in there. You'll see it does a little jump over the top. Little jump over the top is perfectly fine, because we can grab the next one, plug it in there, who's also going to do a little jump over the top. We like little jumps. That obviously needs to be plugged in that tank. It obviously needs to be plugged in there. But then your question is, Jenny, what happens when the whole lot backs up and your tank is full? Well, that's okay. I'm going to take one more pipe. I'm going to plug it in right there. We're going to go back to waste management. We're going to grab a smokestack. We're going to flip you around, plug you in there, because Mr. Smokestack accepts nitrogen and creates 0 pollution. So in our balancer, we're going to say, hey, I want you to prioritize into this machine. Plus, I want you to prioritize to the tank, so the tank's full, because if we ever want liquid nitrogen, if we ever want nitrogen, we want to truck it across the map or build a future pipe, we can. Don't forget, these guys output 36 apiece. We're using all of 18. So we've got 72 to play with. We've used 18. There's potentially a lot here in a tank you could use. On top of that, you could also plug in a future pipe for a future expansion and just prioritize out to that one as well. That way we split it 3 ways. 3 ways is heaps. You just want to make sure that the exhaust is the absolute, it's never prioritized. It's the, if we have no other option, we'll vent the stuff because we want to keep the steel running. Anyway, with that done and that one cancelled, the last thing I need to do is obviously I need to store up some liquid nitrogen. So, no, I do not want to use a big one because you don't use a lot of this stuff. And from memory, it only goes into science. So we're going to plug in a little storage right there. We're going to set you to liquid nitrogen. And then, of course, I need to hope that I've clicked all the right recipes, built all the right belts, haven't missed a thing, because we're going to throw Unity at the problem once again. Spend 50 Unity, unpause the whole thing. Why are you still paused? Mr. Pipe? I feel bad for you. You didn't get Unity either. Sheesh. Alright, and then we're going to unpause the whole thing and see what I forgot. I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything. I'm pretty sure I got everything ticked off, but we can see iron is flowing, coal is flowing, game speed is maxed out, and as long as the slag comes out, I think we've got some working furnaces. Oh, wrong recipe. No, I did forget something. There you go. All right, change the recipe across, and now they suddenly work 150% better, and they should output molten iron, which we're going to mix with the oxygen, because the oxygen pipe is already full of oxygen, even though that looks like water to me. Every single time it's in the pipe, it looks like water, but it's meant to be oxygen. I just, you know, it's red in a bottle. I just sort of, yeah, okay. All right, it's fine. We've got oxygen. Oxygen going to output some nice molten steel. Molten steel is going to come into our cooled caster, which already has its water, and it's going to output some lovely steel onto the cooling pad and into the belts and into the unit storage, providing I haven't messed up anything. Come on, machines, we can do it. That's 1. That's 2 and 3. And 4. Excellent. Okay. And then, of course, they're going to flow in here. You already have nitrogen. You already have steel. We're going to make some liquid nitrogen. Oh, crap. We already made a whole ton of it. The tank is filling up. And more importantly, my smokestack is doing nothing because we're prioritizing around it. Once this fills up, that's when the smokestack kicks in. But with all that said, that is the whole video, start to end. We built a whole steel furnace in like, what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes. We built 4 of them. We do need to use 24, 48, 96 iron ore in. So it is a very, very iron ore heavy build. You can run either one Mark II belt, or if you lift the coal up, belt up higher, you can run 1 set of 2 and 1 set of 2 with a Mark I belt. Honestly, they're the only ones that need. The iron ore in is the only one that needs a Mark II belt, or 2 Mark I belts, whichever you prefer. Coal is still fine running on a single belt. It's only using 9, 18, 36, I think it's 36. And all the pipes, we're using 18, 30 odd in the oxygen. And same with the exhaust. The exhaust are 24 out. They will happily share a pipe that does 60. And we're using 6 water apiece. It's all pretty easy. The only thing that we are technically capped out on is our nitrogen. We're running 72 through a pipe that only runs 60. So technically you can't get out all the nitrogen unless you want to upgrade a pipe. I don't think it's worth it, because honestly I end up venting a lot of nitrogen from this build. Unless I happen to plan very far in advance and I build this near something else where I actually need nitrogen, I put in a separate build for whatever else needs nitrogen, because you can vent the oxygen on the nitrogen with no harm, no foul. So with all that said, I need to ask you guys, that like I borrowed earlier, can I keep it? Because I'm pretty happy with the build. You're probably pretty happy with the build if you're still here. At the same time, I will ask, if you want to see more tutorial videos like this, by all means click the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the whole if you enjoyed the whole video completely ad-free, because the channel is supported by you guys, consider supporting the channel. Becoming a YouTube member costs all of $1 per month, or you jump over to Patreon, support the channel for 12 months up front, and get a 10%, 12% discount. You get 2 months for free. Anyway, with all that said, I think I'm going to call this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget there are chapters down the bottom. Also a playlist if you want to see more tutorial videos like this. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next tutorial video, or in my Let's Play, which will be tomorrow's video. Alright, we're out. Bye.